What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Everyone's having a great day today. Welcome to another monthly update. This is another one of those really big updates where I have a lot to talk about. So let's get started right away. I apologize for the noise. We had a complete AC failure at my house. So I have a floor unit here that's been working 24/7 to keep my room nice and comfortable. Have my ceiling fan on as well. So if there's any excess noise, I apologize for that. I have been using my little wind filter dead cat thing on my mic to try to reduce how much of that noise actually gets into the video. I have had instances in previous update videos where my ceiling fan, creates an obnoxiously bad popping sound on my mic. So hopefully, I think we're good. I think we're set. So let's get right into all the stuff. There's a lot to talk about, a lot of announcements to make. So obviously, my desk is different. I got a new desk for my birthday last month, and so we just put it up this past week. I believe Sunday was the day we built this and put it together. I really like this desk, and it's really sturdy for the most part. I just still shake a little bit. But I've got all of my stuff here. All three of my computers are on the same shelf now, which is really nice. And they can all be charged at the same time. I've got my gaming setup. It's a really nice setup right now. I'm really happy with how this is all set. But yeah, that's kind of my desk. Let's move on to another thing that features this desk in some way. As you guys know, most of my monthly updates I'll have my own channel pulled up behind me. You guys might notice that's not my channel. Technically it is, but it's not this channel. And that is actually a new project that I have begun called the Automotive Historian. It's going to be kind of a mixture of documentaries. It's going to be like a miniature documentary series, a mini doc series, but it's going to feature the history of a lot of car models. I announced this on a live stream I did Sunday, I believe, and I had a lot of fun with that stream. If you guys don't know, I do live streams periodically. I hadn't done one in a few months, so it was good to do one again. We're going to start bringing back those, but I'll talk about those later on in the video. We're going to get over all the main stuff first. The Automotive Historian is meant to be kind of a miniature documentary series that will feature the history of all sorts of car models, akin to some of the Top Gear specials that some people might remember from a few years back. And it's all sorts of really just cool miniature documentary series of videos. It's going to be on a lot of the mainstream cars, so don't expect like a history of the sport track video, because that would just be the most boring video I could make for that channel. Because I mean, it would be like first gen, second gen, done. There's no crazy cool backstory. There's not a lot of info on the development of the sport track and the history of it outside of it just existed for 10 years. It's not gonna be like that. We're gonna do cars like the Beetle, the Mustang, the Camaro, the Challengers, the Z's, Skyline, Supras, all that kind of good stuff. And even the Supra video, I feel like isn't gonna be that entertaining, because it just was like, it started off as a Celica trim and then it became its own car, and the rest is history. It's not like the Skyline and the Z and other Japanese cars that have this crazy heritage and this crazy story. So that's kind of going to be the focus. It's kind of all the mainstream kind of enthusiast cars that have a cool story. That's going to be kind of the fun part, and it's going to be a lot of miniature documentary series. I hope to have guests on hand for certain brands. Like I intend on having Kaysen, aka Lazy VQ. I haven't really talked to him yet, and gotten like all the details set up and see if he actually wants to do it. But the goal is to have him on for a Skyline episode where he and I will go over the history of the Skyline, as he technically owns sort of a Skyline. A lot of people don't know this, but the G35 and G37s are actually Skylines over in Japan. They're sold as the Nissan Skyline there. The G35 is the V35 generation, and the G37 was the V36 generation. And actually, people don't know the Q50 is technically a Skyline. The Q50 is sold in Japan as the V37 Skyline. So that'll be something I'll talk about in the video. The Q50 seems to get left out of the Skyline conversation a lot. So it'll be nice to kind of, acknowledge the fact that it's technically a Skyline. Oddly enough, the Q60 isn't, which is just a weird thing to me. But regardless of that, that's kind of my ideas. Have Michael on for a Mazda themed episode, have Hayden on possibly for a Honda S series episode. I think that'd be really fun stuff. But that's kind of the Automotive Historian in a nutshell. It's just miniature documentaries in the history of cars, and I think it's going to be a great project. I'm really excited to, bring that content to you guys in the future. Next thing up is another major announcement. It's something that a lot of people have been asking about, and I was hesitant to do for a very long time, but I finally feel like it's time to start work on it. And that is going to be an official channel merch store. And I'm not going to be running this myself. My original intention was to do all the product design, manufacturing, shipping, and customer service myself. The issue is that I just don't have time for that. I've got way too much going on with work. Getting ready to go through all the entire court reporting program. I'm hoping to get done within 2 months, which is going to be pretty brutal, to be honest. In fact, I might actually have to start taking more time out of work to do that, take a hit in hours in order to actually accomplish that. Which isn't a big deal because, I don't have any major bills, really. I pay probably like a total of like $40 in subscription fees, and that's really it in a month. So, I'm not spending a lot of money, and not having a car payment has been really helpful. I don't have to pay for my own bills, thankfully, so, insurance and phones, stuff like that. So, I just don't have a lot of bills to pay, and so it's okay to take a few hours away from work, especially if I'm bettering my own career and investing in my own well-being to become a better, person in terms of, work, income, all that kind of stuff, prepping for my career. And so that's kind of what I'm looking into with that. But anyway, that's kind of that. I just don't have time to run a merch store completely myself with manufacturing involved as well. So I'll probably be using Teespring or Redbubble, one of those two, more than likely, to run the entire operation. They'll be the ones doing the printing and the manufacturing and the shipping, as well as the dealing with the customer service back end. My entire purpose is to create designs and sell them, and then get some money off of it. And that's kind of going to be what it's like. I haven't really figured out a lot of it. I did a test design, which you guys actually, if you guys saw the live stream, you may have noticed was the thumbnail. I had like hand drawn a outline of the truck's front end and then slapped it on a test design t-shirt just to see what it would look like. I wanted to get it more ironed out, but I've been told by several people I need to keep the crappy like hand drawn aesthetic, as it gives the drawing more character. My girlfriend in particular was a huge like shoehorn of that. She was like, you need to keep that design, don't go and get it straightened out. And I'm like, but it would look better. And she was like, it gives it more character to have that, I drew it myself kind of thing without any sort of, extra tools, So that'll probably be one of the first things. We'll probably have like a Sport Track design shirt, which will be kind of interesting. And of course, we'll do shirts inspired by Upshift as well at my second channel, which I'll get into in a minute, why I refer to it as that. As well as the automotive historian content. Once that channel starts getting some traction, we'll do some kind of shirts based on that. And I think we'll just have a grand old time with it. I think we'll have a really fun time designing these shirts and just having a good time, and having some merch for you guys to actually buy and rep. I think it'll be great. I don't expect it to be like this major thing, which is another reason why I never actually sold the merch myself, was that I didn't want to have invest hundreds of dollars into getting merch only for it to not sell a ton. And so with Teespring, it's not going to be a major problem for me because I'm not going to be investing thousands of dollars to design the merch. I'm just going to be designing it and then getting money anytime any of it sells, and Teespring will carry all the heavy lifting for me. So that's why I wanted to do that. As much as I wanted to run the entire operations myself and technically be like, oh yeah, I run a business. Being able to let other people do the heavy lifting for me and deal with customer service, which has never been my favorite thing despite me working in it right now, it'll be really nice and light on me, and that's why I want to do that. So hopefully I'll have that set up soon. Once I do, I'll have a link in the description of my videos, but I'm just kind of being like, hey, this is coming, the first drop will be coming soon. Once I finish up some more designs. I don't want to just have one shirt, I want to have a bunch of other shirts. I'm trying to keep away from slamming my logo on shirts. I might have one logo, like one shirt that has a logo on it. I actually don't even have a logo anymore. So I probably will design some sort of like logo to use for shirts and stuff like that. That will be on there. Upshift and stuff like that will have its own things, and of course, Automotive Historian will as well. And those are kind of the two big name announcements I want to make, is that we have the Automotive Historian starting up. If you guys want to, leave some suggestions for some cool cars you guys want me to leave, do little videos on for that channel. Of course, I think the first episode I'm going to be doing the Nissan Z, so I think that'll be the most fun kind of video to start off with. And then we'll move on to whatever some viewer suggestions are. So I'm saving the Beetle till later because that one has quite a dark history, and I think that I'd rather get some videos in before the channel gets absolutely slaughtered by the algorithm. But yeah, let's move on to the second channel, aka Upshift, which was formerly known as Jordan A. Drift, and then RT2 before. So I changed that because mainly with that, I don't know, I just never really got like comfortable using that name there. And I do more than just drift content, and I think that that was kind of like kind of a ballsy name to use for that, because I only do a set of course of drifting every once in a while on that channel. It's not like it's my only thing I produce. So I went back and changed it to Upshift, which was kind of a gaming like username I had adopted during the Roast Tires era, and I used it on certain accounts to kind of hide my association from it, so people weren't trying to find me in games. And I had a lot of issues with just getting constantly invite spam to games, and it's still something I deal with now. So I used the Upshift name to kind of hide from that and to kind of keep getting spammed with invites and people at bay, because it's kind of annoying when you're trying to film content and you just get spammed with invites. And so that was kind of my reasoning for it, was ditching that. As far as that goes, that's really the main reason I changed it. Nothing else is really changing. The profile picture is the exact same. I mean, all the content's the same. The name is just different. And that's really that. Upshift's doing well, though. I did just upload a video on building this guy, upgrading it. We put a Ryzen 9 5950X and an RTX 3060 Ti into it. That was a major thing I did for myself to treat myself for my birthday. I really wanted to overbuild my computer for core reporting, and I think right now it is set the best it could be, outside of just having a dedicated solid state drive, which is my next major thing to add to it. That'll handle all the heavy lifting for core reporting software. Of course, at that point, I'll have overkill storage in that thing. That's kind of what I'm working on, though, is just kind of getting this computer ready for core reporting. It's why a lot of stuff for the truck hasn't happened, is related to that. And of course, I'm probably going to do a separate video explaining what's going on with the truck right now, because there's just a lot to talk about with that. And I would go film it outside, but it's storming, and I'm probably just going to film it right after I film this video. But yeah, so pay attention to Upshift, guys. If you guys haven't already, go subscribe to that channel to see more gaming and tech stuff. Now that my computer and recording software is up to snuff, we're going to be doing a lot more of gaming content, as well as gaming streams over here on the main channel, because I'm trying to get subscriber game nights back. We used to do these every Saturday night, and the issue is with my work schedule and just life in general, I don't have all the time in the world to do those. So I believe we are going to start doing them again. We're just going to push them back earlier. We usually did them starting at 8 or 9 at night and running till 11 or 12 at night. I think we're going to move them back a little bit, start them at 7 and end them at 9. That way, we have more time with our families, and we have more time to chill out on our own after the fact. And that way it's not running late. So if anyone's need to go, like for my case, I open most Sundays. I need to be up at 5 in the morning. Closing the stream at 9 will give me a chance to do everything else I need to do before work. And of course, eventually, once I'm doing core reporting, it's not going to matter. But in terms of like my current situation with work, 7 and 9 is probably the best for that. Let's see, what else do I need to talk about? Let's see, personal life stuff, everything's going just fine. Core reporting stuff is getting ready to really get driven in. I was going to be doing an actual program. Granted, this is an actual program. My mom is technically prototyping what will become a core reporting school of her own in a few years. Technically, she cannot start one yet, but once she is able to, she probably will. And that will be kind of her thing to run a whole school, and I think it'll be really cool. And I'm kind of a guinea pig student in a lot of ways for that. I'm going to be one of the first students, and I believe Hayden is also going to be joining in as well. Hayden is also going to be going to school for core reporting, and we'll be using my mom's program as well to learn. And so it'll be really cool to have both of us be reporters. We can talk about what's going on and be able to just enjoy our jobs. And I think we're going to have a really good time. Anyway, I think outside of that, I think I've covered everything I need to cover. Can't really think of anything else I need to talk about for this video. Hope you all enjoyed just kind of all the major announcements. I'll stay tuned for new information on both of those as time goes on. Until then, guys, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to like, subscribe, more content coming soon on the channel. Hopefully I'll have another video up on the sports track and kind of talking about what's going on with it right now by the end of this week. But until then, guys, take care. Have a great rest of your day.